So this is Teaching Standard 6, make accurate and productive use of assessment. Dano and Hubbard 2015 show that use of assessment is used for instruction, so where students are currently working at, where they could potentially be working at, and whether or not they need to be moved up or down a set depending on their level of ability or knowledge, etc., or their even behaviour. So assessing everything is crucial to student life, really. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a lesson plan where assessment is used. So this was more of a formative assessment. It was about serving in table tennis with year sevens. So each student got 5 serves. To serve correctly, they got a sheet of paper with correct technique on it, and they were going to rag each other, so red, amber, green each other, to see how they're getting on and see what level they might be working at. So here is a peer assessment of Ben, who was working at amber and green throughout his serves. So after this, they got paired, they got set into different tables of ability. So if they got all greens, they got on a green table, amber table, red table, which really made it easy to differentiate and make sure that all students were progressing at their own rate. And also at the end of the lesson, it was easier for me to give them an overall grade. Although because the peer assessment was there, I could ultimately give them an overall grade and judge whether they needed to go up or down tables depending on their ragged assessment throughout the lesson. So from this, I could put in different grades for different shots or different selection of shots that we played throughout the 6 weeks. So each lesson, we focus on a different shot, and I'd give them red, amber, green, depending on how they get on. So for Ben, for that one, for the serve, he got a yellow, so it'd be sort of advancing high towards a merit for his serve because it was quite good, and it reflected his peer assessment by his peers. So then from here, from each individual lesson grade, you can come up with an overall grade. So again, it's pretty similar to red, amber, green. It starts at emerging and finishes at your honours level, which is the best level that you can get. So looking across here, there's a lot of oranges and yellows, which is sort of advancing low, advancing high, and there are a few greens, which are merits and honours, which is good to see. So overall, we put it into the system, which means that for table tennis, each individual gets an individual grade, whether it be merit, honours, advancing low, advancing high, and then we can see this on the bigger picture. So this was our overall grades for table tennis, and then if we look over here, this is our minimum expected grades for the future. So next year, me and the other teacher have gone through and shown where we expect them to be overall, not just for table tennis, but as a bigger picture of all sports, where they're expected to be for the next year or so. This is really important because it's taken into parents' evening. So I've got a couple of pictures from parents' evening here with their faces, so we could tick off who came to parents' evening and who we saw, so we could give them appropriate grades. With this here, we could tick off and go through their minimum expected grades, which are here. So this is where they should be working at the very, very least. And we can also compare these to where we believe they will be in the future. So in a year's time, if they're going to take it for GCSE as the year 7s, the year 8 options will come out, and this is where their minimum expected grades will be. If they're not sort of up to scratch, they now know in year 7 what they need to do to get up to scratch, or if they are there, what they need to maintain to make sure that they're in the best possible place to get onto the GCSE course. And having this parents' evening and discussing it with their parents was a really nice way of showing what could happen in the future and what they need to do to get to their minimum expected grades at least, and to get onto the GCSE course. It's a really, really nice way of assessing them throughout. So it's gone from formative assessment during the lesson and a bit of peer assessment in there as well, to obviously the teacher assessment and overall assessment throughout the year, which sort of builds it up, and it allows myself, the parents and the students to see where they already are and what they need to do to improve and get the best grade possible.